How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about The Man Who Could Cheat Death from 1959. This is, of course, a Hammer film and is directed by Hammer's most famous director, Terence Fisher. He's the guy who did Horror of Dracula and Curse of Frankenstein, as well as a bunch of other ones, a bunch of their famous stuff. I found this on this Blu-ray here. Kind of an interesting set. Paramount, who I guess has the American distributing rights to these films, put out The Man Who Could Cheat Death on a double pack with The Skull. Now, what's interesting about putting these two films together, Cheat Death and Skull, is The Man Who Could Cheat Death is a Hammer film, and The Skull is an Amicus film. So, it's kind of weird because, Hammer fans usually like Amicus as well. They're kind of rival production studios, but it's kind of weird to see both of them in one Blu-ray pack. That'd be like if Marvel and DC had a Blu-ray pack with them together on it. But it's kind of weird, but it is a 2-disc Blu-ray set, so that's always fun. Anyway, The Man Who Could Cheat Death, you have this guy played by Anton Diffring, and he's a Dr. Barraud, who is a really accomplished scientist in France. He's also a sculptor as well, so this big accomplished Renaissance man. But he's worried because someone's running late. That someone is an old acquaintance of his, a surgeon, because you see, way back when, he found a way to cheat death, to avoid sickness and everything and live forever. However, to do that, every 10 years, he needs a special surgery requiring the replacement of a certain gland. However, you can't really operate on yourself, can you? So he's been relying on this accomplice for every 10 years to put him under and replace the gland, and then he's good to go and he can stay young for another 10 years. However, he's running late, and when he finally gets there, he tells the guy that the reason why he's late is he's getting old and he's close to death. He had like a stroke or something. So he's not going to be able to do the surgery much longer. He'll definitely not be doing it 10 years down the road, and he can only instruct this time. So he only has a little bit of time left. He's been delaying the need for this surgery with a special serum he's running out of, but he needs to find another surgeon to take over the role and keep him alive. So he turns to another surgeon, played by Christopher Lee. Now, Christopher Lee is a very good and ethical person, and he doesn't want to just do unscheduled surgery at someone's house and weird experiments. So he really needs to be convinced, and this whole thing kind of turns into a nightmare for this man because he is trying, he's running out of time, he needs someone to do the surgery, but this obstacle comes up, that obstacle comes up, and he knows that if he doesn't get this surgery, he's doomed. And it's really weird because a story like this, a man who's lived well longer than he should be able to, you think it could be this big, grand story, but it's really a small, personal story. A lot of Hammer's films, a lot of people say that they feel like stage plays, and this is really one of the more stage play films, It's primarily in his house, in this one set. Well, not one, room set, but it's primarily in the house, and it does feel like a stage play, but rather than trying to make it big and about all the time and the years he's lived, focusing on the smaller scale, the one man and his stress, you really do feel for this guy, even though he is evil, and he really is having to, because of all this, cross several lines. In particular, he really needs this organ, and after having waited, the organs expire every few days, he, has to wonder who's going to donate these organs, and he may have to turn to less than reliable sources. And people also don't really get along with this plan. They think he shouldn't be doing it, but he can't die. He doesn't want to do that. So you really see the world and him clashing on this, and several people start to really disagree that he should be able to do this procedure, but if he doesn't, he's dead. So it's a really cool and interesting personal story, and I really enjoyed it. This, Hammer's primarily horror, and this does have some horror elements, especially get to the end and there's a cool climax. But this is a really good, personal story type movie about this guy trying to get this one thing. And anyway, I really liked it, and I definitely recommend it to the Hammer fans. Anyway, this channel is growing, and I'd like to thank everyone who liked and subscribed. If I remember to do the end cards right, there should be another playlist with all my Hammer films down here. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys next time.